We'll just wait a couple minutes. This is just kind of a random Sunday live stream. I'm just kind of relaxing before work, taking a little bit of time, taking it easy. Since I work tonight, might take a nap here in a little bit. Just wanted to do a couple little channel announcements. Quick wristwatch check, by the way. I am wearing the Zim 104, of course, on that more NATO strap. What's going on, Bobby? How you doing today, man? What are you wearing? I'm wearing, of course, like I said, the Zen. I just figured I'd get on and do a live stream because, like I said, just kind of relaxing here. Sunday, I might take me a little nap before work. I figured since I'm up, just wanted to do a couple little channel announcements. I wanted to get on. Hey, what's up, Mike? I want to get on and let you guys know that the iconic timepieces, my buddy Ivan, is Kickstarter. I believe it's launched right now. What's going on, Dane? What are you wearing today, Dane? Wearing the G-Shock. But I just wanted to, what's up, Clive? But I just wanted to let you guys know that my buddy Ivan, his Kickstarter is today. If you guys are interested in this piece, like I said, his Kickstarter starts today, and this is just the prototype. The prototype's actually pretty killer quality. And Ivan is really good, people. What's going on, Clive? Did you want me to send you a link, Clive, to the live stream? But this iconic timepieces, like I said, he's on Kickstarter today, I believe. I know, Dane, you said you pulled the trigger on one. You want the blue one. It's killer quality. Like I said, Selena movement, sapphire crystal, about 43 millimeters, but it doesn't really wear that big. Really nice diver there. Like I said, for the money, you can't really beat it if you guys are interested. I just want to make, that's one of the announcements I have. Nice, Dane. 1 second, Clive. Let me send you a link here via Messenger. Look you up here, Clive. Sorry, guys, I'm just looking at my phone so I can send you a link here. I think I got it. You know, I'm not very technically inclined, guys. Sorry, but that's one of the announcements I want to do. And then, like I said, I'm probably gonna do that Sumo review soon, and then I'll lend it out to Dane, and I believe Bobby wants to take a look at it. What's going on, James? But yeah, if you guys are definitely interested in that watch, I would definitely go. Sorry, I'm trying to send a link now. If you guys are interested in that watch, I'd definitely go on Kickstarter. I posted up a link to it in the Facebook group again. And again, it's not a sponsored post or anything like that. It's just one that he was kind enough to send in to me, and it's really killer build. And you can tell he's definitely an enthusiast too. What are you wearing today, Clive? See if that one works, Clive. I think I just sent you the link. Yeah, just like I said, just kind of relaxing on a Sunday. Like I said, look for a I'm probably going to post up the review today or tomorrow of this, and I'll do the review of the Hampton probably tomorrow or the next day, and then I'll get that back out to Ivan. And you said you're wearing the G-Shock. What are you wearing today, James? He's already got 20. He's 25 backers. Like I said, it's really killer quality build. And the bracelet, he's actually working. I'll mention that in the review. He's actually working on a different bracelet as well for this piece. All right, going let Clive join in here. Clive, are you on?
Now I'm on.
Are you on now?
Hey, Chris, what's going on? I'm on now. How you doing, Chris? Can you hear me?
Good today. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, cool. What you getting into?
What's going on?
Not a whole lot. Like I said, just kind of, I figured I was up, just kind of bored at the moment, and figured I'd get on live and make that announcement about the Kickstarter, a couple other things. And then I've got another idea I've been talking over with Bobby and a couple other people for the channel. You might like the idea, Clive. I was thinking about doing like a mini series kind of thing. Like I don't know what to call it yet, but I was thinking about doing. Of course, it'll have to do with time and funds available. but starting from like the bottom, like Seiko, and then trying to maybe flip pieces. I mean, show people that you're not always going to make money as well, but maybe work your way up from like a Seiko to maybe make it realistic, but make it like a use date just kind of goal as the end goal. What do you think about that?
It's not bad.
In your way up, yeah. Like I said, I mean, and show them that you don't always make money on watches and stuff too. Add money. There's a couple other things I got to go, think through, but I was thinking about that. What do you think about that as like a mini series kind of thing?
Oh yeah, yeah. The easiest way, the easiest way to end up with a $20,000 watch collection is to spend
Yeah.
$40,000.
Yeah, I was thinking about maybe making like a Rolex, like a date just like a $3,000 to $4,000 one, like as the end goal. You know what I mean? Nothing too like, not like a Submariner or something crazy like that.
True. I still think right now the modern OP36 is probably one of the best deals out there.
What do they read? What do they run now?
Well, like
Price
anything
wise?
else, they're if you look around, you can maybe get one for like 4,000. A little bit of luck.
That's not bad. That's that blue one. Excuse me, get some tea. That's that blue one you had, right?
No, it's the blue one I've got. Yeah, the one I've got the OP36 116000 with a blue Explorer dial, and I actually
Okay,
do
nice.
love that watch.
What's going on, Bobby Boldy? Thanks for coming in. What are you wearing today, Clive?
Well, I've got my Observer watch from Wilson Watch Works.
Okay,
I also got the
nice.
Phony Flieger.
Head of movement, right?
Yep, 6498-1.
Okay, cool. I don't know if you saw this one here. I got this in for review. I haven't sent that in. It's he actually just launched it on Kickstarter, I think just a couple minutes ago. Pretty cool little dive
Oh
watch, something a little unique, you know.
yeah.
I believe it's around the $600 range, but it's got the Selena movement, pretty solid movement. Pretty well built. Like I said, he's gonna change the bracelet and all that too on the production model. 43 millimeters, so it's a decent size, but it really doesn't wear that big.
Oh, that's good. And it's trying to be an all-arounder. I mean, some days I think if you were just to end up with just like one watch that isn't good all-arounder, if that doesn't cost an arm and a leg, I think that would be
Yeah.
it'd be a worthy thing to look at.
He's based out of Florida, I believe. Not too far from Dane.
Oh,
Dane
nice.
said they're
Actually,
right
I
under
think
$450 right now for the early bird. So that's not too bad. For watch with sleeve and movement, decent build quality, pretty good.
yeah, actually.
Any
Wonder, I
new
wonder,
so what?
I wonder how good the bracelet is.
The bracelet on this one on the prototype is actually pretty good. Of course, this one's a little scratched up. It's gone through the reviewers. This one's the prototype's a little scratched up, but this one pretty decent. But I was talking with Ivan, and he was telling me that he's working on a new bracelet for it, and it's supposed to taper down, I believe, from 22 all the way down to 18 on the bottom part. So it should be a pretty comfortable bracelet on the final production model. I'll go over that in my review as well whenever I do the review because he sent me all the specs and all that via email. So, but yeah, it's pretty, like I said, pretty solid watch, especially for the price. So,
Nice.
but yeah, you got any watches incoming on the horizon or not since you bought that one you showed me last time?
Oh, the Mosher?
Yeah, how you liking that one?
Still liking the heck out of that one. Still
Nice.
liking the heck out of that one. Yeah. You see, the thing is also, as Tanzil kind of pointed out very astutely, where everyone's chasing over the same 12 or 13 watches. If you're willing to look outside those hype watches, you can really find some bargains out
Yeah,
there, in my opinion.
That's not bad. I mean, that's why, like I said, I was thinking about doing that little mini series, and I feel like the date just is actually a decent kind of, I mean, something realistic that everybody could go after or could get, and it's actually a pretty versatile piece too.
True, but if things don't change, they're going to start getting. I mean, I think if you don't start getting them now, I think they'll even start going up.
Yeah.
Here's the pro and the con of Rolex. The way
Uh,
Rolex is going right now, you may not be the best negotiator in the world, and you might get like a less than stellar deal on a piece that you really want at this moment in time. But as everything keeps going up and up and up, and even the less desirable Rolexes keep creeping up in price, um, today's not great deal becomes the day after tomorrow's bargain,
this is true.
which is insane.
Now I got
So yeah,
another question
so
for you on Omega. Do you think regular speedies are going to start going up now, or do you think?
um, I think the trouble is you're besides the watches, you're attempting to gauge everyone's reaction, how they respond to a set circumstances or stimuli, and people can be very irrational. I think they have the possibility to go up because I think the 321 will kind of be like the iPod Halo. I mean, like the iPod Halo effect. The more everyone looks at that and everyone talks about what a classic and how desirable and et cetera it is, then more people look at the modern Speedmaster Professional and say, well, hell, that's got three quarters of the, it's got three quarters of the super deluxe one going for it for one third or one fourth or one fifth the price.
Yeah, this is true. Kind of it's one of the true level luxury watches right now that you can get probably for the money, right?
Yeah, for the money, I would say so.
As far as like all arounder,
Yeah, but it depends. Some
is
people,
what
on the
the
other hand,
water resistance, right?
water resistance and lack of a date. Some people, like for instance, Chris went from It's Complicated. He tried it. He tried everything he could to love that watch, but
Yeah,
Mark. Now my horological mother is sending me pictures of his toilet oak, Gark Moldberg.
yeah.
But um, but like I said, so, and he tried everything he could to love the watch, but he just had something about him is wired to where he kept looking down at the watch, saying that there wasn't a date and getting aggravated.
Yeah. See, I actually kind of prefer a clean, sterile out personally, because that's the one
Well, yeah.
thing I use for is the date. That's about the only thing I use the date to look up is my phone.
Well, that and some usually a lot of times if I'm having to look at the date, I'm usually in court. That means I just pick up there's usually a printed doc out on table for console for counsel with the date on it. So I usually find myself
Yeah.
usually looking at the date on that one as well.
Okay.
Cleaner look. You either have a Cyclops, which some people find unsightly, or it's got a little teeny tiny date window that you can't read in the first place.
Yeah. That's what surprised me. Like I said, I usually don't like the dates, but that's what actually surprised me on the sub. I actually don't mind the date version of that on the Rolex sub when I tried it on.
Well, what's also nice is that the pre-ceramic Sea Dweller, um, the date at 3 was almost as big as the loomed indice at 9. So it was kind of didn't have the Cyclops. It was kind of symmetrical. It was one of the most symmetrical dates I think I've seen on a watch.
Nice.
That being said, I wouldn't mind it with my 52-year-old eyes. I wouldn't mind it being a bit bigger either.
I gotcha. I gotcha. But Yeah, like I said, I just wanted to get on a little bit. I don't really have any topic. I was just gonna make those few announcements. Like I said,
We're not going to
thought the idea
coronavirus.
about that little mini series. Say what?
Coronavirus.
Yeah, the one that everybody's talking about right now, canceling Basil Road and all that.
Well, the funny part is that basically I had people asking me about it almost a month ago, and I thought, is it really going to affect? People are really want to say, is it going to affect Rolex availability? It's just like at this point, no, I don't really see it doing it.
We may get a few more to trickle in, possibly here in the U.S. and the U.K. probably.
Now, well, actually, one of the guys on the farm council, AJ, pretty astute guy. It might help because with the travel restrictions, you won't have the super rich Chinese coming over here and buying,
Yeah,
flash, flashing large wads of cash at ADs and shipping the watches back home.
yeah. James mentioned Basil World's canceled until 2021 January. Yeah, yeah. I've seen them talking about that. SIHH just canceled too, isn't it?
Yep, they canceled a day or two. They called it a day or two before Basil World did.
That's what I thought. Which I mean, Basil World pretty much the only people that were going to be there was what Rolex.
And Tudor,
Well, Tudor,
maybe.
part of Rolex.
Well, boy, the people in Tudor don't seem to think so.
Yeah,
And
true.
not to mention and Breitling.
That's actually one of my watches on my list for this year. Did you see my watch list video I did last week?
I did, but which one are you on? The Tudor or the Breitling?
The Pepsi Tudor is one of them probably. I'll probably end up getting that
Tudor,
because I
I
had the
would
Black Bay. You remember that I had the rose Black Bay.
yeah, I would wait. I think Tudor's going to come here that you're really going to like.
Think so? Because I've
Yeah.
got that, and I've got the like I mentioned to you, I've actually got the first gen, the VC overseas. I got my eyes on one of those too because I feel like those are a good buy right now. 37
Oh,
mil
yeah. Oh, the
because you can
Generation
pick a
One.
decent one up for about 5 to 6, I think, right now.
Yeah. Well, yeah, yeah. And like I said, so I've got were you wanting a 300 or a chronograph?
I had the 300, and I want the non chrono. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
the
what I've got. And
VC.
that is the one that's always going to stay in the collection. I need to wear it more, kind of thing.
Nice. Like I said, I feel like those
But
are
to me,
kind of underrated right now.
yeah, and the bracelet is disappointing compared to the modern ones, but you learn to live with it.
James said he
I'd
was
say
hoping to hear about the mid-size Omega 300 new style. They hadn't released the 36, I don't think, have they? Want that in the mid-size?
no, not yet. I don't think. I think people are expecting to. And is Tudor going to finally freaking open? I mean, is Tudor finally going to introduce a real Submariner, a Tudor sub?
Mm-hmm. They would probably sell out.
Oh, they would sell the hell out of those things. But it's
Yeah.
just like Tudor is just terrified about doing anything to piss off.
The Black Bay people.
No,
Hello?
Rolex.
Okay. I
Rolex.
got you. Was Tudor riding the Black Bay wave, though?
Yep.
Because they know whatever iteration they throw out of that, people are going to buy, you know?
Exactly. Well, and the rest of their line sucks. I mean, God, they need to take 3/4 of the Tudor brand and just burn it with fire.
Yeah, pretty much.
They
I
have
mean, the
got
Black
so many.
I do like the Heritage Chrono. That is a decent looking piece. The
Yeah,
blue and
and
what is it, blue and orange? I think.
I do like the modern advice as well, and a lot of people don't like that one.
Pelago's isn't too bad. It's just a little too big. If I get
Well, and I don't like the day clip. I don't like. Now the thing is, I do not mind. I think it's pretty well documented where I stand on snowflake dials. But since the indices are also square, it looks. I don't mind the snowflake hands on the Pelagos,
yeah.
and I guess everyone's starting to text me now.
But yeah, the Pelagos, I
Sean,
own the Pelagos, but if I get a watch that big, I'm gonna rebuy the Zen U1 I had though. I feel like they're pretty much about the same size, I think, and it's a fraction of the price of the Pelagos.
well, and the thing is, right now with the with relics became still relic. I know they're a little bit more available than they used to be, but still nothing like how they were before the shortage. But I
Yeah,
actually think I think Rolex refugees are snatching up the iconic models of all the other lines. If literally any watch
Dane,
right,
Saline driver Dane, he said he's got the Heritage Chrono, and his dad has the Pelagos.
mhm. Now I like the left hand drive Pelagos.
Yeah, they're unique. My buddy Alvaro, he's got one.
Well, my local Hebrew, uh, no, Hobro Hebra has got one, and I have to admit it's a dandy little watch.
Not a
Would I?
alternative to a what would you say it's an alternative to like a Sea Dweller size wise?
There are so many watches. Any watch out there, any brand has a dive watch. So
True.
literally, I think we could. I think if we went off for a couple of days and literally just came up with alternatives, um, Breitling Super Ocean Heritage, I think is a good choice.
What do you
The
think about
London,
that new Breitling Chrono, by the way? The pilot's watch. Have you seen that one?
yes,
It kind of reminds
attractive,
me of a Type 20, doesn't it?
yes, very much so. And keep in mind, a Type
It's
20,
a nice looking watch, but what is it, 8 grand?
yeah, a little bit cheap,
I
a
think. I
little
think if they made it like 5 to 6, they would sell a lot more.
well, and yeah, and the trouble is they don't want to do it. They have this $8,000 figure. They're also using the same B09 that they used in the Navitimer reissue.
Yeah, the one that you got, right? The 59.
Right. The 806-1959 reissue. It's the same watch or the same movement.
Dane said his dad's got 6 Tudors. Does your dad have one of the old vintage Tudor subs, Dane? But yeah, that's like I said, it's a killer watch, and it definitely reminds me of the Brigade, the Type 20. But I feel like at that price, I'd rather buy a Type 20. What about you?
Yeah, compared to Breguet. But keep in mind it's like one of my classic military watches is the A11. Now, mine was made by Bulova, but A11 is a military specification by the Army Air Corps back in World War II.
Yeah.
So you've got A11s, but they're made by a handful of American manufacturers, Bulova among them. And, it had to be fairly waterproof for the time, as anti-magnetic as possible, no loom, uncluttered dial, 30
Speaking of
millimeter stop.
Bulova, by the way, they're another brand that's doing a lot of good things, making some cool releases this year. It looks like.
Yeah.
Have you
Yeah.
seen? They're bringing the surfboard chrono.
I've heard people talking about it just in like Longines. I think Longines is making all the right moves. And
Yeah,
when it comes right down to it, okay, the point I was trying to make, I was probably taking a little bit too long to get there, is that I think the Type 20 was specifications put out by the French military, by the French Navy,
yeah, the Air Force, right?
or the Naval Air Force.
Okay, that's right. Because they're
But
more of a pilot's watch.
well, and I think so. I think that it's a Type 20 is a type of style, for instance. So the
Yeah.
so of course Breguet won the contract, but also I think the Longines Big Eye was also it has a very similar layout to the Breguet Type 20, as does this Breitling, and I think they were both probably manufactured by their respective firms trying to get this French contract.
Okay.
But of the three, I think you could get if you don't mind a relatively chunky automatic movement and a chunky watch. I think the Longines is by far. I think it has similar aesthetics to the other two, a modern movement and just an unbeatable price for the money. Especially
Yeah.
especially a column wheel chronograph to boot for under 2,000. Good God, y'all!
Yeah. Definitely doing the right things, I feel like, lately.
Yeah.
That's another one I should add in my list is the Heritage Diver. I've always wanted one of those, but for whatever reason, I've never gotten one yet.
Oh, the Breitling. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, the long is what I was talking about.
Oh, the Conquest.
I know actually the Heritage Diver, the black with the yellow indices.
Okay. Oh, right, 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 right,
Yeah,
right, right, right. Yeah.
yeah, I think it's like retails around 1,600 something like that.
Yep.
And it's kind of its own thing. It's not like an homage to anything either.
And the what is it? The Longines Master Collection Moon Phase Retrograde.
Yeah, you
I think,
buying one of those?
man, I can't get everything, but I sure look at those things and I sure want one, especially
Yeah,
with it's got arguably pretty close to an in-house movement. The downside is it's kind of a chunky monkey, like the Longines Big Eye, and I don't know how. I don't know how much of a shirt a cuff dweller it would be, but
yeah.
and some people might
Yeah,
find that some
get
people might,
away with wearing that at work.
yeah. Well, and I think some.
Not me. I could, but it wouldn't be feasible.
Well, I think some people might also find the dial just to be a little over the top in complication wise.
Yeah, this is true. This is true. There is a lot going on Dow, but it like you said, it's a lot of watch for the money though.
Well, especially as
You could probably actually get it sourced pretty cheap, used probably, right?
a little
Cheap.
like two-ish.
That's not too bad.
No,
Or you think you'd be better just to go to the AD and pick one up brand new?
no, you'd be an idiot to do that with the Longines. You'd want it very
Yeah,
good gray market.
I'd say that is one watch I would buy a gray market, like the Heritage Diver. I wouldn't feel one bit bad about buying it off the like Joma shop or somewhere like that, something like that, because it's got it's the ETA movement, right?
Right.
Okay, so something did happen, whatever. It's easily serviceable.
But it's a variation of the ETA movement they're just making for that watch. That Swatch is making.
Yeah,
So that's kind of in-house-ish.
yeah,
Now, Tudor Prince Chronograph. Yeah. Tudor Brown.
yeah. Dane said his dad's got the Pepsi and a Black Bay too, the Heritage Edition.
Yep. And the Harrods. So basically, their version of the sub, or of the
Yeah,
Kermit, the Kermit.
I know I got a buddy that's got one of the Heritage, the Black Bay. He loves it,
Yep.
and he's got the older ETA.
Well, and the thing is, though, there's some people that get the black bays because they love the black bays,
Hmm.
and you've got some people they either can't wait, they don't have the stroke or the money or the patience to get a Submariner, and they get that as a substitute. And those are the people who get their hearts broken.
Yeah, it's kind of like a stepping stone to a Submariner.
Yeah, or a substitute.
Yeah,
Accept no, yeah, know what you want and then accept no substitutes.
yeah. For me, I'd rather like I love the Black Bane. Like I said, I'm looking at the GMT, the Pepsi, but I'd rather have a to hold me off anyways to see if you're gonna like the look. I would honestly buy a Steinhardt for $400, whatever, and let that hold you off until you save the money for a sub. I don't know if
Mm,
you have any experience with it or not.
I've seen them before, but to me, I just don't have any respect for them.
I mean, yeah, they're not original, but they're quality made for the price and everything you get. And like I said, you get that look, and it'll like if you want to save the money, just spend that $400 on one, and it'll hold you off until you get the Submariner, and then you'll see whether you want to spend that 8 grand on a brand new watch or whatever.
Well, also, another military specification which people don't really talk about is people that think that Type 20 is just all Breguet, but that was Breguet meeting the specifications of the French contract. On the other hand, the big pilot by IWC
What's
and
up, Bruce? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I was just saying hey to Bruce,
okay,
but go ahead.
well, and a lot of people, the big pilot by both SIN and IWC and others, that was meeting a military contract by the Luftwaffe.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Well, that's why a bunch of watches, both German and Swiss, have from the time to the 30s and 40s had similar dials. And on something like that, like the Type 20, um, now some watches are better associated with it, but it's not like IWC came out with that watch or
Yeah,
that. It's just that the ones that they did for the Luftwaffe are better known than other brands, and that's why.
yeah. What was it, Laco and others like that?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Luck was also one of the original ones,
I was
and
like, yeah,
and that's why I like my Wilson watches because it's not a homage watch, but it's if they would have existed at the time, if they weren't in the U.S., they damn sure would have been bought by the German military, except for, of
I
course.
do actually like IWC. They're one I may probably not soon, but I may end up picking one up down the road. But that's one you got to buy used or buy it at a steep discount though.
Well, yeah, and I'm not wild about.
Kind of like the looks of the Mark 18.
I'm just not wild about them playing hide the salami when it comes to their movements.
Yeah,
I
they
think
try
they
to
could
make
be a lot.
it on their website. They try to make it like it's their own movement, right?
Yeah, and then you look
Was
up on Watchbase. No,
Adrian's
it's great.
recent video on the Mark 18 he did?
Yeah.
Pretty, pretty good video.
No, is that the one where he's in the snow?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
Yep. But yeah, it was
But
pretty good video. He does good quality work, good editing, better editing than I can do.
oh, that's true. On the other hand, that's also a full-time job. If
Yeah, I use the iPhone for editing. Versus the phony Flieger. He'll own the Type 20 one day. The Type 20 is actually one I feel like you got to see it in person. I don't feel like
yeah,
like pictures Type 20 justice.
I feel exactly the same way. I think it's a lot finer of a watch than it appears in the pictures.
Because I saw one when I went to Philly about 5 or 6 months ago. I saw one in the mall there, the Type 20. I think it was no, I think had one. That was the first time I saw a Type 20 in person. And Panerai is another brand you got to see in person. I feel like just to see the quality.
Yeah, true. But
That I feel like pictures don't really do Panerai justice because they were always kind of until I saw one in person. I was just always kind of like me, like kind of on the fence about them.
well, and the thing is, though, I I had a couple of homage watches to the radio mirror, the DeVos,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought those were outstanding watches for the money. Also, like the Panerais at the time, they used the Swiss movements, the 6497. Yeah, 6497s. German manufacturing, very
Yeah.
quality case, quality everything. Now, I think one of the reasons it, being a homage watch, it didn't do a screw down crown, but being for a manual wind watch, I think that's not necessarily a bad thing. It still had like 30 meters of water resistance. And
Bruce said 20 is much cooler and more valuable now that Archie sold his.
yep, oh exactly, yeah.
But yeah, that's like I said, those are a couple that I feel like you got to see in person. My buddy Mark, not the Mark that you know, but you might have seen him post in the forums. Mark, I won't mention any last names, but he's got a killer Panerai collection. He's got like all
What's
the hot Panerai. So what?
You talking Mark Yusupov? No, he's
No,
got
no, no, no. Gordy.
Okay.
Yeah, you know about.
Are you there? You're slipping in and out.
Sorry, my Wi-Fi might be a little spotty. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. It's just that you kind of bottom
Yeah,
in.
he posts in the forums. He's actually got his own forum as well. So he's got a killer. He's got like every high-end Panerai
Well,
you can imagine.
You know Jake Ehrlich, right?
I've heard the name.
Jake's Rolex World.
Yeah, I think I've heard that.
And he's the guy who did the vetting on the Paul Newman Daytona.
Okay.
But he's
got a couple now Patex too.
Well, Jake is more known for.
So what?
Jake is more known for. Jake is more known for Rolex, but I think he probably has a bigger love of Panerai.
Okay. You think that's going to be another brand that's going to be like hot on the market, like the next Rolex?
Dead count.
You think they're going to get hot again,
or what? Just or
like they were what in the early 2000s?
No, I think they'll always have like a very small, very dedicated fan base. And right now, I think there's almost a dead cat bounce. I think they've devalued to the point where people are who like the brand are picking them up for a discount. But even most in
watching go ahead.
No, after you, please.
I know. Go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I think a lot of people that are coming back in the brand, they're still not getting the modern ones with the in-house movements. They're still going for the old classics, you know, the 000 base logo, the 5, the 111, and the 112.
Okay. I was gonna say I was actually watching. Did you remember that show, Burn Notice?
Yes.
About the spy, Michael Weston. I was actually watching that. I've been rewatching the reruns the other day, and Sam Max, one of the main characters in there, he was wearing a Panerai that his girlfriend bought him. He's like a Panerai Ferrari for like $8,000. I was like, no way.
Yep.
Well, that's how old that is, though.
Well, yeah.
What do those go for now?
2, 3, 4, maybe. It's the trouble is though. I mean, Panerai. I mean, extremely popular, but they in their minds they were the next Rolex, and they're not.
Yeah, I mean they're way different than Rolex. I feel like they're more one of those kind of utilitarian brands. Like they're built, built.
Well, and that's one of the reasons. I mean, like I said, they originally used good, solid, dependable ETAs, solid, dependable cases, very simplistic construction, very simplistic design, which you're supposed to use for a tool watch. But the trouble is they're selling them for luxury watch money, and with their style and type of construction and design that left so much overhead that it was cheap. I mean, that literally that like the counterfeiters could come in and make watches just about similar in quality for a fraction of the price. That's one of the reasons why
Yeah.
Panerai started going to its own in-house movements to try to combat that.
Yeah. And you think a lot of the super fakes are kind of killing them off too?
It's
Is
not.
there the
It's
fakes
not
they're
helping.
saying are getting really, really crazy?
Well, and that's killing the resell and them refusing
'Cause
to.
even like the higher end guys, like Watchbox and stuff, they're getting to say like they're getting harder for them to even spot.
Yeah. And usually, I mean, even the old hands over here in the flyover states, the ones that have been dealing with watches for years, they're saying they will not touch a Panerai without papers. They don't care how good it is. They don't care how, I mean, they don't care how solid of a customer. You know, the guy may have been buying watches, selling watches to him and buying watches for 20 years. But it's like Panerai without papers? Nope. No thanks. Pass.
Yeah, because even like Watch You Seek, you get a good credit, good following, like sales wise and all that, and like they can even fall through the cracks on those. The seller might not even know he's selling a fake one.
Exactly.
Because I've done a lot of deals on Watch You Seek, and luckily I've done pretty good so far. But I hadn't really done any really higher end. I sold my Zenith on there, but I mean I knew that was real. I got that from the AD. So,
Well, and
but as
that's why.
far as buying,
Well, that's why I like the DeVos watches so much more, the Radiomir clones, because very well made. They they're not replicas. They clearly they basically sterile dials, and they clearly marked as DeVos on the back. And also I kind of like the Camp Schwemmer and the California dials, but at the
yeah,
price that they used to be, you'd get a really nice quality watch for like $600. And my people would say anything, it's just like, okay, when I'm not done with this watch, I could take it in the garage and smash it to bits with a hammer, and I would still lose less money than I would on a Panerai if I change.
yeah, this is true. This is true. Like I said, they're definitely one of those brands you got to see in person, though. I feel like pictures don't really do them justice.
Yep.
But been on almost about an hour, though. Probably gonna call it a day unless you got anything else, Clive.
No, not really. I mean, I think right now Rolex is start. I think the tap is starting to come on a little bit. People are
Yeah,
the people that have been patiently waiting it out the 80s and haven't pissed them off or been caught flipping watches might start getting some calls. One of my guys from Houston got a call and he got a Pepsi.
nice.
Yeah, but I don't think it's coronavirus. I just think it's seasonal. This is, you know, everyone's just paid off their holiday bills. They're getting ready to pay off their income taxes, and
Tax returns. Yeah,
they haven't got their tax returns back yet so far.
yeah,
So, and this is when Rolex starts uh, filling the coffers, or at least starts shipping them out to ADs again. So, late February, early March has always been the if you've got the money in hand, has always been the best time to get a watch. But and as for what coronavirus
yeah.
do to the watch market in general, we no idea yet because we
Actually,
don't.
yeah, I was watching. Have you heard the channel Uptick Watch Reviews?
I've heard of them, yes.
I was watching a video by him the other day, and he was saying that it's actually he's based in Hong Kong, and he was saying it hasn't really affected. He was showing all kind of different Rolexes they had there, which that might just be stock that they haven't sold because of everything going on too, though.
Right, or it could be, or or they're selling it for like towards the top of the market price, second hand.
Yeah.
Is there an echo?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, I'm just hearing a serious echo, some serious feedback. I don't think I have any. I don't think I have any. I made sure I closed all my windows, but
Yeah,
it could be because, like I said, it may be the market. Even without the coronavirus, I think it's the market, the Rolex market, is starting to soften a little bit.
yeah. I think people getting tired. Maybe they waited and they're not, paying those inflated prices. People might actually be getting smarter.
Yeah, and just saying, well, I'll look over here.
Yeah, I'll go to JLC or I'll go to Brigade or something. Somebody else
Or VC. Yeah, I mean, I actually think right
or
now,
Omega. Yeah,
yeah, I think the VC. I think you're right. I think the overseas, even in any of the iterations, I think are a relative bargain on the sports watch model right now because
because a lot of people know about them, but they're not like popular. I hate to say it, but quote unquote, the rappers and all that aren't singing about them. So I think right now, until they find them, I think they're a decent buy right now.
yeah, and like I said, I love the dial on mine. And like I said, I think 37 is just a great size for a watch, especially
Yeah,
for a simple three hander without an elaborate bezel. I mean, and it brings me back to the OP36 because if you look at the dial
yeah,
size on the OP30, I mean, number one, the super case helps with the smaller watch. I think it looks ugly on a bigger watch, but on a smaller watch, it does kind of have the effect of making it look bigger. But if you look at the dial on a 36 and you hold it up to like a 40 millimeter sports, there's bigger. The dial on the 36 is bigger than the dial on most of the Rolex 40 millimeter sports watches because the bezel takes up so much room.
yeah. Bruce. Plus, with the new overseas, you get a bracelet, a leather strap, and a rubber strap.
And easy change connections on top of all that.
Yeah, that would be my end all watch collecting watch. Probably the blue, the simple three hander, the new one that's out now. If I could ever afford one, that would probably be my last watch.
Famous last words.
What are they?
I've
15?
learned. I used to say that, then people have been in the hobby longer that would laugh, and I realized what they're laughing for. You're dooming yourself if you say
Yeah.
this will be it. About the close.
What do they go for right now? 15, 16?
Yep. But I think they'll start going up because right now, Aquanauts and Royal Oaks and Nautiluses and the rest of them, the rest of the Trinity sports models are just getting just stupid crazy, stupid
Yeah.
high.
I just seen in the forum, one of my regular members, he just posted a Patek, I believe the Nautilus. It's pretty. He's got a lot of higher end pieces. He's got FP Jorn. He's got Moser. He's got all of them. I think he's even got an A-Long he's on.
Yeah, Archie's trying to tell me to get an
Great.
A-Long run, but great watch, great watch. But I think my Endeavor kind of more than fulfills the sports watch category.
Yeah. I mean, you're talking what, the price of the house for A-Long?
Well, maybe like in the middle of the country in the flyover states house price, but yeah.
Yeah. Are you talking maybe the price? Okay, maybe the price of the start with something German. Maybe the price of the new.
Maybe the price of a car, for instance.
Yeah, like the price of a new Porsche, maybe.
Yeah.
So,
And
great watches, but I don't think I would get one unless I hit the lottery.
and that Mosher, I got that less. I mean, because my AD, it's probably gone by now, but they had like a no date sub that hadn't been spoken for, they'd caught up with the list. And I
Yeah.
get that Mosher for less money than what that Submariner would have cost me. So that to me, that's just a no brainer.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Definitely a good deal. And you said they had a no date sub in?
Yep. It's probably gone by now. I haven't checked up on it, but
Yeah, it's definitely probably sold now.
But just the fact that it was in the cabinet, I mean, it is in the display does say something.
Yeah, this is true. I wonder if a lot of people too are waiting to buy expensive goods just to see what because the market's doing really bad right now.
Oh yeah, well, and definitely due to coronavirus, and that could, yeah. Of course, a lot of people are calling me the watch curmudgeon or Chicken Little, but saying, oh, the economy's going to, the economy's going to start failing, the economy's going to start failing, and then nothing happened. Like, well, then I started to shut up about that. It's like, well, maybe hell, maybe I was wrong, but
Yeah,
if the coronavirus causes the stock market and international trading to take a serious tumble, then a lot more people might start getting calls from the ADs.
yeah.
Because a lot of people might take their money out. They might take their money out of the stock market and start putting into watches. There might be more people vying for Rolex.
This is true. They might be buying them up and then throwing them in the bank, right?
Yep, sitting on them.
Yeah. But anyways, guys, I think I'm about to get off here. Appreciate you coming on, Clive.
Thanks for having me on, Chris. It was nice having a nice watch this day.
Appreciate everybody coming on. Bobby, Dane. Yeah, I think there was another Bobby on there. I think somebody knew. A couple other people. Appreciate you guys coming on. Now we'll catch you guys on the next one. Later, Clive.
Take care, Chris. Actually, this might be the time to get a Calatrava.